which is translation for he's a radical lefty, and that makes me look bad, so I don't want to admit it. Hassan is coping, saying the FBI is gonna blame trans people for this. Literally nobody has done that. He's bringing up Israel again out of nowhere. He's saying people should stop crying about political violence and I guess stop crying about shootings? Yikes. He's now saying that it's perfectly normal to call people fascists and Nazis and refuses to tone down the rhetoric, and a bunch of more updates. Subscribe or you turn into Hassan's dog and you have to listen to Hassan 10 hours a day. You're cooked. Now let's begin with the latest shooting and Hassan's instant response. For some context, basically a guy named Joshua John shot up an ICE facility and he randomly shot at an unmarked van hoping to kill ICE officers. But unfortunately for him, this van had detained illegal immigrants and tragically, he killed the very people that he wanted to set free. He then immediately necked himself after he was cornered like a massive coward. So absolute omega dumbass on every level. If you support ICE, you obviously hate him, and if you hate ICE, you still hate him because he killed the immigrants. Now real quick, ICE is basically the police who are in charge of deporting illegal immigrants in the US. Very controversial. They face a lot of criticism for potential abuses of power, etc, etc. But I'm not here to talk about the politics. I'm only here to discuss Hassan's response, which should have been to denounce terrorism and murder and killing people and the rhetoric that led to it. But instead, Hassan is immediately trying to gain political points, pretend this guy was somehow a right-wing shooter, actually targeting the immigrants. Justify the violence by saying ICE is Gestapo, which is the Nazi police force. Now we'll find out that all available evidence and reporting proves that this was an extreme radical lefty communist, just like with Tyler Robinson in the Charlie Kirk shooting. Here's some of the reporting that's pretty clear.
FBI agents executed a search warrant at the sniper's residence yesterday, and there found a collection of notes.
Our planet is under siege.
He called the ICE employees people showing up to collect a dirty paycheck. He wrote that he intended to maximize lethality against ICE personnel and to maximize property damage at the facility. He hoped to minimize any collateral damage or injury to the detainees and any other innocent people. It seems that he did not intend to kill the detainees or harm them. It's clear from these notes that he was targeting ICE agents and ICE personnel. The tragic irony for his evil plot here is that it was a detainee who was killed and 2 other detainees that were injured when he fired into the Sally Port. He also hoped his actions would give ICE agents real terror of being gunned down, and he did this to induce constant stress in their lives. He hoped his actions would terrorize ICE employees.
This was posted again by FBI Director Kash Patel. The shooter also searched apps that track the presence of ICE agents. The FBI also released a picture of anti-ICE messages written on rounds that were found next to that shooter. Officials say this attack was a result of dangerous anti-ICE rhetoric.
Right, so pretty clear that this was a guy trying to kill ICE officers, 100% confirmed. He was just a complete fucking idiot who killed the people that he was trying to free. In fact, people did some digging and they found his social media profile, and here we got Joshua John with this profile picture, the communist logo, you know, definitely a far-right MAGA Nazi grifter right here. Right, so there we have it. All the facts are in front of his face. Let us see Hassan's response.
Yeah, this is like this is an incredibly strange piece of evidence, I will say.
To every politician demanding that ICE agents be doxxed and calling for people to go after their families, stop.
This dude killed detainees, and these guys are still talking about the fear that ICE agents have to experience on a daily basis. Political violence is unacceptable. Obviously, I have never advocated for political violence. I don't advocate for political violence.
Right, Mr. I don't advocate political violence. Back at it again. Buddy, how many times are you gonna keep repeating that lie? It's not convincing anybody. We have the clips. Play the clips.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Well, my understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
Anyways, he says incredibly strange, guys. The message is just very strange. It's just so strange that the shooter is a radical loony leftist like me. I just find it very strange. But obviously, if the bullet said something like anti-immigrant on there, then it's not strange. Then it's very clear it was a racist right-winger, obviously. Dude, he obviously wanted people to know his ideology and gain attention for it, right? And go down as some martyr, but obviously this guy was a complete idiot. So Hassan using the standard strategy of very suspicious, probably a false flag, right? So then he reads some article trying to cope and say the shooter was right-wing, even after all the evidence we found and the shooter's own notes. And then he concludes that it's just impossible to know this guy's politics.
Asked about the inscription of the bullet, the friend said Josh was an edgelord who wanted someone to get blamed. I think he tried his best to write something goofy to rile people up. John's profile on the gaming platform Steam showed the vast amounts of time he spent playing video games, particularly shooters, more than 6,000 hours on Rust, which, oof, red flag. Okay, that's, you know, no disrespect to Rust, but bit of a red flag there, you know. 3,000 on Team Fortress 2, 1,000 on Left 4 Dead 2. He even found time to play 3.5 hours in the past 2 weeks, the account shows. Among the dozen or so usernames he used, one was reading #impeachment. When I asked if this wasn't a clear reference to anti-Trump politics, his friends recoiled at the idea that he would sincerely and straightforwardly. He said they saw it as a part of his broader ironic persona, poking fun at the anti-Trump resistance types. One friend recalled that when Trump first came to power, Jan was not a fan, though he had contempt for mainstream politicians in general. His friends say he had more of a libertarian bent, with one recalling an interest in the libertarian figure Ron Paul.
Yes,
you know what's really funny about the ideological motives that people try to ascribe to, you know, instances of political violence, like people who have engaged in acts of political violence, is that we have such a silly view
of a starbase at your disposal.
The average American, which I always point to when talking about the median voter. Identifying the politics of a median voter is a virtually fucking possible. Okay? It's just so silly because most people do not subscribe to straight ticket blue Dem or straight ticket right-wing Republican voting. Okay? There is more consolidation ideologically within the right as opposed to the liberal side of things, for sure. But having said that, even then, it is virtually impossible to understand what the average American, especially the average American that doesn't vote, even though he is eligible to vote, is genuinely impossible. Okay?
It's impossible, guys. It's impossible to know the motive of the shooter. You know, he just told us exactly what he was thinking, that he wanted to terrorize ICE officers, that he was a radical communist, that he was anti-ICE, but it's impossible, guys. It's seemingly impossible. You know, life is so nuanced, guys. I, Hassan Biker, am the king of nuance, actually. Are we really left or right, guys? We're actually all just humans. Unless you're Asmongold, that's a fucking far-right Nazi grifter, of course. This guy's actual comedy, dude.
There are many people in here that if someone from the outside was looking at your social media profiles, they would be like, what the fuck does this guy believe? I don't understand it. I can't associate it with any sort of like mainline established political ideology.
Oh, please. I could spot a Hassan viewer from 500 miles away. They got like an aura of stupid just radiating from them. I mean, it's pretty obvious what their social media profile is going to be. Probably communist, Antifa supporter, 50 flags, 80 pronouns, maybe the Hezbollah flag, maybe Hamas Dick Ryder in the profile. Favorite quote, 10 toes down. I support the Houthis. Massive Luffy fans, but not like the One Piece kind, the real life kind. Let's see how Hassan's fan base is responding. Just write something anti-ICE on the casing. things, basically implying that they're setting this up, or it's like false evidence, false flag, basically. These left-wing shooters are so right-wing coded. It's so strange. The Gestapo are having their fifis hurt and crying about it is insane. People literally died. Like, what do you mean fifis hurt? These people are insane. My favorite leftist chat, anti-ice drawn on with magic marker. How reliable and probably real. What about the notes, you fucking moron? There we go. They admit it. They're not even competent at pulling off a convincing false flag. The Hassan Piker playbook. False flag, guys. Anytime. Any bit of terrorism. False flag. Probably set up by Israel. Yeah, I'm going false flag on this one. They wrote that shit with the Sharpie in their uniform. Did they write his notes as well, you fucking idiot? Now, basically, a lot of people were screaming Nazi and fascist, and that's basically what is leading to these shootings. So again, people are asking to respectfully tone down the rhetoric. And Hassan is incredibly offended. Also, I love how he has to sort of admit that it is a radical lefty, but then again turns around and says it's an apolitical person.
We saw it with Charlie Kirk.
You're not taking this anti-ice bullet marking seriously, are you? I mean, it looks strange for sure, but now that we know that the shooter was not actually like directly shooting at detainees deliberately and was instead shooting at an unmarked van that it thought had a bunch of ICE agents in it, it does develop a profile. It does develop a motive that makes more sense. The anti-ICE part of the writings are so stupid, like, but, you know, who knows?
A hunting rifle with a capacity of 5 cartridges takes that weapon, aims it at the ICE facility, starts firing at will, and then takes their own life. And is it this rhetoric that people just keep doubling down on that suddenly causes someone to snap?
You know what the real problem is? It's the people that are naysayers. It's the people that are not patriotic enough. It's the people that are not sufficiently pro-Donald Trump. They are the ones who are causing this discontent. They're creating another manufactured hysteria around left-wing violence. And the Democrats are not turning around and saying, you're wrong. Violence is a constant. It's devoid of any sort of ideological background in the United States of America. Manufactured hysteria that they will use to erode the First Amendment. They will use to basically stamp out any kind of political discontent. And it will not stop with radical elements in American society. It won't stop. If you think that it's just going to be people like myself, for example, you're wrong.
You're wrong, guys. You're wrong. After they arrest Hassan, obviously they're going to go after you. They're going to arrest you too. Genius strategy by Diddy Piker here. Basically making people afraid of their free speech. Buddy, for the last time, people only talk about you because you encourage violence and terrorism. You love it and absolutely make excuses for it anytime it happens. Random people are not going to get arrested for just criticizing the government. Also, he says manufactured hysteria. Dude, are you blind? Like, are you actually kidding me? It's nonstop, literally in front of your face. It's the only thing people have been talking about for months. It's not hysteria, it's literally happening. That's why people are going after you, telling you to tone down the rhetoric, because it is your type of violent rhetoric and calls to violence that leads to these types of things happening. But you still don't get the message. Then Hassan continues and basically justifies it again.
When, you know, elected officials are out there on national television saying that, you know, these ICE agents are modern day Gestapo, well, what are you supposed to do? I mean, if somebody heard that, you know, during...
What do you mean? It's true. And not only is it true, but it's also protected speech. What the fuck are we talking about? In theory, what we're talking about here is that when the state behaves in a violent manner, people are supposed to go, people are supposed to say, okay, that's permissible, right? That's appropriate. That is the design of the state. It's done to protect as many people as possible. And there are instances where that is appropriate. Okay, there are instances where that is totally appropriate. If someone's a serial killer, of course it's appropriate for the cops to literally arrest them, apprehend them, detain them, put them behind bars to ensure that they don't kill again, right? But that broad analysis does not factor into all state violence.
You know, he actually makes a decent point here. The only problem is everything he says around it is completely brain dead. So he says people who violated the law of crossing the border should be treated with less force and less cruelty than an actual murderer, which is obviously true. Now he also says stuff like they should be granted citizenship, which, you know, that's another issue. But the problem is in that same sequence of sentences, he literally says the same thing, which led to the shooting, and says that they are Gestapo, which is Nazi Germany's secret police force. Now, the leaders of Gestapo were actually involved in the HCOST thingy, right? So this guy is basically calling them the worst of the worst humans, right? And if you call them Nazis trying to literally take over, obviously it is then justified for people to go and shoot them because they're fascist Nazis who must be eliminated at any cost. So that's why you can't do that, Hassan. You can't be fucking talking like that. You are the problem. The solution to every problem is not just calling people Nazis and trying to get them killed. The solution is to make changes through Congress and voting and democratic procedures. But what happens is that Hassan loses because he's a radical lunatic, and then he whines like a baby and he tries to take matters into his own hands by being this random socialist revolutionary. Now, another thing I really dislike about Hassan's side is that he makes no distinction between immigrants and illegal immigrants. A person breaking the law versus a person who does not is very different.
You can say you are wrong, and that's fine, but you have to explain to me why that is bad for the overall societal good. Why is that a bad thing?
Right, so the article he flashed up right there, research shows immigrants benefit taxpayers. Nobody is arguing against that. Of course immigrants are helpful and necessary. Obviously Hassan cannot argue in good faith for the life of him. The debate is what kind of immigrants, legal or illegal. It's so disingenuous to just put that up. A lot of these radicals just do not see the difference between a lawbreaker and a person following the rules. The problem is, without laws, you have no society, and it's just chaos. Right, so then he starts coping, saying that the FBI will blame it on trans people.
Profile picture on Facebook is of a communist. It's a glorious exposition comrade is the meme that's on the profile picture, which is another way to say, cool story, bro, right? As far as the shooter's background goes, as far as the shooter's leanings goes, I'm sure the FBI will do everything in their power to make it an associate of Antifa or anti-fascist violence or whatever the they're trying to present as like the real fear that you must, or transgender people, you know what I mean? Like the real the real enemies of America, right?
Okay, so it's literally confirmed it was a radical lefty communist lunatic, and you still go, oh, well, the FBI is going to try to manipulate you about this. He literally says he wants the ICE agents to feel terror. He's got that communist fucking profile picture. The ideology is perfectly clear. And of course, Hassan mentions Antifa. He is still butthurt that Trump designated Antifa a terrorist org, and he boldly declared himself anti-fascist the day after. Not a smart move, by the way. Almost declared himself a terrorist right there. But you know, he's getting very close to that. But he really wants to see that prison cell with Destiny turn into the cockroach he is. So then he says that he doesn't believe anything they say because they are biased. You know, ultimate projector back at it again.
And you come out with information like this, people are obviously not going to be immediately, they're just not going to believe you. In the eyes of even Republicans, as a matter of fact, this is part of the reason why even Republicans are like, maybe it was Israel that killed Charlie Kirk, and they don't even fucking believe the FBI. This is what happens when you're unprofessional. This is what happens when you are openly biased. This is what happens when you reveal fake information or false information without actually taking this investigation seriously. I'm using the Tyler Robinson case because that was a major issue for FBI, for the FBI.
This is what happens when you're biased, he says. This is what happens when you present false information, guys. Does this guy even hear himself? Honestly, what the fuck is he on about? It's blatantly obvious what the shooter's motivation was. He literally tells you in his notes and the bullet, but Hassan is selectively blind during this instance because it doesn't bode well for his narrative. Also, you were literally one of the loonies saying, well, Charlie Kirk probably deserved it because of his own rhetoric, and essentially defending the nutjob Tyler Robinson. Also, these people constantly imply it's gotta be the opposite side. How about about you just look at the facts of the case? Even when it was a person with a trans partner, furry lover, anti-fascist slogan engraving person who said, I want to protect you by love to their trans partner, it's gotta be like a far-right radical. Like, these people make no sense.
Anyway, yeah, here's J.D. Vance also using this as an opportunity to continue the anti-left rhetoric to try to say, like, oh, it's the left that is doing this, we have to stop them. Where do you think it will go? Where do you think this will go, for the record? This is going to inevitably lead to the administration taking action, okay? The administration taking action against any sort of political dissent.
Just because we don't support illegal aliens, we don't want them to be executed by violent assassins engaged in political violence either. So we're praying both for our ICE agents, but also for everybody who's affected by this terrible attack.
Praying for our ICE agents again, but also maybe the detainees as well, who are illegal aliens.
So now praying for both sides is bad. Praying for people who were shot at is bad. You just can't win with this guy. Also, audience question: if the shooter wrote anti-immigration on the bullet, what do you think Hassan would immediately say? These radical far-right lunatics, we need to stop them immediately. But because it's the opposite, which it overwhelmingly seems to be, you just can't talk about it. Hassan can't seem to comprehend this guy's politics, you know? It could be anything, guys. So this guy does some straight up terrorism, you know, shooting people because of political reasons, and you can't denounce the crazy political violence going on. Is anybody shocked? Is anybody shocked? Hassan always aligns himself with the terrorists. Then Hassan says that people are just crying about this as if it's wrong to be upset about a shooting.
Thousands of other conservatives shamelessly celebrated the assassination and called for more of them. Now imagine that in the same week, another right-winger shot up a country club.
They're crying like crazy. They're just like,
you've made a wise
Republican mentality is about perceived victimhood. Like, they're attacking Christians. They're attacking our way of life. They're attacking traditional family values. They want us dead. They want us dead over and over and over again. In the process of that perceived victimhood, this perceived victimhood narrative that they channel, they get increasingly more insane. But because they're professional victims, there are plenty of people in the base that also subscribe to this professional victimhood narrative. Like, think about that. These guys have all the levers of power, and they're still crying.
Dude, your side is trying to shoot and kill them. Of course they're crying. You got thousands of people, from healthcare workers to surgeons to lawyers to all types of people saying that conservatives should be dead, celebrating an assassination, finding 101 ways to justify it. You got teachers playing the murder video on repeat to 10-year-old students, trying to brainwash them. Now they're trying to kill officers, but they're so incompetent they end up killing immigrants. It's just a complete mess. Of course people are outraged. Violence is never the answer. Anyways, then Hassan calls them all fascists, you know, the standard.
They're just trying to stamp out people that say, I don't like this. This is fascism through and through. They are doing this at the behest of some of the most racist dipshits in society, because they're not going to actually address the cost of living crisis. They're not going to actually offer you free health care. So they're just trying to throw red meat at key parts of their base.
Right, Hassan is the guy who will give you free healthcare, guys. Hassan is the one who will solve all of your problems. You see, Hassan is going to sell his $3 million mansion and donate it to Palestine. Oh wait, he ain't doing shit. Instead, he's taking your last $5, which you were stupid enough to donate to him on Twitch, and laughing at you in his 7th Gucci shirt, all while still calling everybody fascist. It's crazy how this guy has still not learned a single thing. How many more people need to die before this guy stops? Then he has his daily segment crying about Trump.
This violence is a result of radical left Democrats constantly demonizing law enforcement, calling for ICE to be demolished, and comparing ICE officers to Nazis. The continuing violence from radical left terrorists in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination must be stopped. ICE officers and other brave members of law enforcement are under grave threat. We already declared Antifa a terrorist organization, and I will be signing an executive order this week to dismantle these domestic terrorism networks. I am calling on all Democrats to stop this rhetoric against ICE and America's law enforcement right now. The Trump administration is fully committed to backing law enforcement, strong borders, securing our homeland, deporting violent illegal criminals, and fully rooting out the left-wing domestic terrorism that is terrorizing our country. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Democrats are so stupid. Oh my God, if they cave on this, if they just like don't actually come out and say this is ridiculous, obey in advance and say, yes, you're right, Mr. President, we hate the evil radical left, and then they'll go get arrested too.
Why would lefties get arrested? Nobody is getting arrested unless you're literally committing crimes. Hassan, if they were actually going after you, you would already be in jail. If they were actual fascist Nazis trying to silence any criticism, you would be #1 on the chopping block. You would be first in line. The fact that you have suffered 0 consequences means that they are not going after the slightest bit of dissent, because you would literally be the forefront of propagandists. So anyways, people started to criticize Hassan once again because he does lead to a lot of this behavior. Even in this particular stream, he calls them fascists and Nazis. So then he tells people not to blame him for this.
Oh my Lord. This is, you know what's really funny? A lot of mainstream voices, especially on the right, constantly are now trying to point the finger of blame at like edgy nihilism and like political violence in my direction. And so much of what I try to do is to snap people out of this. Like literally, if people come in here and watch me for half a day, they will realize that a big chunk of what I am combating is exactly this. The social isolation that comes from finding yourself steeped within like incel, extremely online, irony poisoned, nihilistic circles that basically push your real life social interactions into the background as your online persona under the guise of anonymity becomes more and more your real world persona as well, and it causes people around you to go, ew, gross, get the fuck away from me. This is a big part of the reason why I always say touch grass. This is a big part of the reason why I always say be fucking normal.
Hassan telling someone to be normal? You can't be serious. You stream 10 hours a day, and then in your off time, you watch SlopTube videos. Dude, you're the most terminally online degenerate to ever exist. Be normal like me, guys. I only support 4 terrorist organizations. So anyways, a chatter calls him out, basically saying his community is nuts and is not normal.
I would have to say you're doing a terrible job. Yeah, that's unironically the most untrue thing you could say, because there are a shit ton of people in here that have found not only a sense of community online, but also have found themselves doing more productive shit in the real world as a direct consequence of me urging them to stop and shake themselves out of this like weird, deep, dark, nihilistic fucking internet-based online circles that they find themselves in.
Right, Hassan viewers are so productive. Average life of a Hassan viewer: wake up at 6 a.m., block the streets, you know, go be a part of some protest, prevent babies from reaching the hospital, tweet on social media about how much you love communism and terrorism, and yeah, spend the rest of your time in Hassan's stream spamming love hearts whenever he talks about actual terrorist shooters. In fact, let's take a look at the most normal Hassan viewer.
So we have an update on the mass shooting at the ICE detention facility in Dallas. The shooter was specifically targeting detainees. At this point, it's been confirmed that 2 of the detainees have been unalived and one of them is in critical conditions. Now, the shooter was a white male. He unalived himself apparently from a self-inflicted wound, and according to local reports, his specific target was the detainees, not ICE officers. So this does appear to be a right-wing extremist terrorist attack on defenseless people who were already being detained and most likely deported as it was. But apparently that was not good enough justice for this guy. He had to take the law into his own hands and unalive.
Dude, I would try to guess like what news network he's watching, but it's like not even CNN is fucking saying this shit. This is like purely from your melted brain. Literally seeing all the facts of the case, proving this guy is 100% a radical lefty lunatic. His own notes, what he engraved on the bullet, ignoring all of that and going, well, actually has to be a far-right extremist.
But this paired up with the fact that this paired up with the FBI investigation that has yielded no results, both in the case of Tyler Robinson and also in the case of this shooter as well, to any sort of like left adjacent groups, like left adjacent associations, makes it much harder for the government to develop a profile that would justify significant incursions on free speech. This reminds me more of like a Thomas Crook style individual where their politics are indecipherable and it just like kind of doesn't make sense.
The politics are just indecipherable, guys. The shooter was actually using alien language. It's impossible to actually know. Whenever it's a radical lefty, I just don't know his politics. We have to wait, guys. We have to wait. I just don't know. All the evidence is there, but I don't believe it. I mean, how do you even argue with these people? Like, it's clear they don't want to see the truth. They just want to be in their echo chamber. So then he says that it's perfectly normal to call people fascists and Nazis. Still, after all these shootings, refusing to tone down his rhetoric.
Calling your fucking political opponent a fascist or a Nazi, especially post-World War II, is quite literally one of the most common things that people do. I would go so far as to say that people experience this kind of discontent towards the administration and are more willing to say this is fascist, this is unacceptable, than people calling me a terrorist in the real world as opposed to online. Especially because the fault lines in which people call me a terrorist are on an issue that has swung societal attitudes dramatically in my direction. Can you imagine an average person turning around and being like, oh, you oppose Israel's genocide? You're a terrorist? Especially now in broad daylight in public? Nobody's fucking doing that. That's ridiculous.
This guy in Israel, bro. Oh my God. You need some serious therapy, bro. Hassan, what's your favorite color? No, Israel's not a color, Hassan. Hassan, what's your favorite food? No, it's not Israel, Hassan. What the heck? For the 999th time, people call you a terrorist glazer because you glaze terrorists. Nothing to do with the war in Gaza. It's a factual statement. Also, still calling people like fascists and Nazis is just absolutely crazy. Like, clearly just has no remorse. He does not care that these people are dying. Right, so this next part, people are talking about the violent attacks happening, and Hassan immediately justifies it, saying it's not even violent.
To just give some receipts for what you're saying. So there have been 9 notable anti-ICE or anti-CBP attacks, acts of violence during President Trump's second term. And just last week, violent protests, and this is the video after the scroll that I wanted to show. Just last week, violent protests broke out at an Illinois.
Look at this. They're like, oh, violent incidents, okay? And some of them are violent, and then others are literally just like attacks by rocks and sticks.
Civilian structure
That's
complete.
Crazy.
According to Hassan, apparently it's not violence to actually throw fucking giant rocks at people, potentially breaking their skulls. I mean, this guy's unbelievable. He even admits a lot of the attacks against him are violent, but then he has to single out rocks and go, well, not the rocks though. Rocks are infamously non-violent, guys. Now click this video or you become as stupid as the average Hassan fan. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Military research complete. Planet item complete. Modular components reconfigured. Modular components reconfigured. Military research complete. Modular components reconfigured. Executing orders. My staff is ready for war, Commander. Place your bids, you scallywags! Civilian structure complete. You've won us over with your fancy words and your coin. You've won us over with your fancy words and your coin. The item is complete. Civilian research complete. Good day, Commander. Adjusting loadout response. Military research complete. Expand and exterminate! Next time, place a bid. Calculations complete. Commencing jump. The item is ready. Our fleet is under attack. You got the full weight of a starbase at your disposal. Ready for battle. We'll destroy every last one of them! Entering phase space. I put the laughter in slaughter. Eradicate those filthy rats! Civilian research complete.
You've made a wise acquisition.
Shields down! Entering phase space! Maximum civilian orbit slots reached. Military research complete. Shields are down! Ready for battle. Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete. We'll destroy every last one of them! Entering phase space. Civilian structure complete. Civilian research complete.
I've been awaiting your call. Adjusting loadout response.
Civilian structure complete. Our shields are down, Commander. Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete. Military research complete. Civilian research complete.
Shields down! You ready to deal some damage? Full speed!
Civilian structure complete. Comlink active. Civilian research complete. Civilian structure complete.
Our cannon is itching for a target. The item is ready.
Ready for battle.
We are entertaining offers.
Civilian research complete.
Eradicate those filthy rats.
Item complete, Commander.
Time to clear the sector?
Ready for battle.
The item is ready. So be it. Entering phase space.
You've made a wise acquisition.
Military research complete.
You opted out of bidding.
Civilian research complete.
Ready to pack a punch.
Hostile forces have arrived. Civilian research complete. Good day, Commander. Item complete, Commander. Civilian research complete. Our planet is under siege. Let's show them what we're made of. Item complete, Commander. The item is ready. Civilian research complete. Comlink active. Research rate upgrade complete. Military research complete. Civilian research complete. Item complete, Commander.
You've made a wise acquisition.
Civilian research complete. Make it fast. And I thought the brie was some kind of cheese. Reporting in. This should be a routine combat mission. Comlink active. Easily done. Targets in sight. Let's take them out. Military research complete.
Our cannon is itching for a target. We'll see it done.
Free cremation. Research rate upgrade complete. The strength of the coalition. Civilian research complete. Military research complete. Good day, Commander. Item complete, Commander.
Your orders.
Military research complete. Our fleet is under attack. Hostile forces have arrived. Research rate upgrade complete.
Heavy battlecruiser online. Weapon modules awaiting selection.
Ready for battle.
strength of the coalition.
Civilian research complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. A new colony has been founded.
Place your bids, you scallywags. Item complete, Commander.
Military research complete. Research rate upgrade complete.
Times of war are upon us.
Civilian research complete. Hostile forces have arrived.
Item complete, Commander. Good day, Commander.
Next time, place a bid. Military research complete. Logistics upgrade complete. Maximum civilian orbit slots reached.
Good day, Commander.
Hostile forces have arrived.
Modular components reconfigured.
Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete.
Comlink active.
Heavy battle cruiser online. Weapon modules awaiting selection.
Aye. Another structure is in the way. Military research complete. Another structure is in the way. Defense upgrade complete.
The item is ready and so are we.
Maximum civilian orbit slots reached. Civilian structure complete.
Aye.
Civilian structure complete.
Good day, Commander.
Civilian structure complete. Military research complete.
We'll see it done.
Planet item complete.
Aye? The strength of the coalition.
The item is ready and so are we. Another structure is in the way. Civilian structure complete. Defense upgrade complete. Military research complete. Military structure complete. Military research complete.
The item is ready.
Item complete, Commander. Civilian structure complete. Military structure complete. Defense upgrade complete. Another structure is in the way. Planet item complete. Military structure complete. Place your bids, you scallywags! Military research complete. Military structure complete.
I've been awaiting your call. It's time to take the fight back to the enemy.
The item is ready.
You've made a wise acquisition.
Military structure complete. Commerce upgrade complete. Military structure complete.
Item complete, Commander. One new debris field coming up! Adjusting loadout response.
Military structure complete.
Full speed!
Military structure complete.
Next time, place a bid.
Good day, Commander.
Our fleet is under attack.
The item is ready.
Commerce upgrade complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. A new colony has been founded.
Modular components reconfigured.
More crystal is needed.
The item is ready.
Ready for battle.
We'll see it done.
Military research complete. Commerce upgrade complete. Planet item complete. Insufficient metal.
The item is ready.
Hostile forces have arrived. Civilian structure complete. Defense upgrade complete. Our fleet is under attack.
Ready for battle.
Military research complete. Planet item complete.
You don't have to tell us twice.
Item complete, Commander. Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete. Our planet is under siege.
Comlink active. So be it.
Civilian structure complete. Military research complete. Hostile forces have arrived.
The item is ready.
Mining upgrade complete. Civilian structure complete.
Ready for battle. You don't have to tell us twice.
Military structure complete. Military structure complete. Commerce upgrade complete.
Comlink active.
You've made a wise acquisition.
Hostile forces have arrived.
The strength of the coalition.
Military structure complete.
Modular components reconfigured. The Arxes starts now! Don't be sound!
Military structure complete. Mining upgrade complete.
You got the full weight of a starbase at your disposal.
Military research complete. Military structure complete.
Hey, no bid, no deal.
Ready for battle. Mining upgrade complete. Military research complete.
Times of war are upon us. Good day, Commander. Entering phase space.
Military structure complete. Military structure complete. Military structure complete. Hostile forces have arrived.
Time to bring the thunder.
Military research complete. Military research complete. Mining upgrade complete. Civilian research complete. Military research complete. Civilian research complete. Military research complete. More crystal is needed. Military structure complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. We have wiped out an enemy colony. A new colony has been founded. Military structure complete.
Times of war are upon us.
Military research complete. Mining upgrade complete. Planet item complete. Military structure complete. Civilian research complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. Mining upgrade complete.
Good day, Commander. So be it.
Civilian structure complete.
Times of war are upon us.
More crystal is needed.
Ready for battle. You don't have to tell us twice.
Military structure complete. Civilian structure complete. Military research complete. Civilian structure complete. Planet item complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony.
We'll see it done.
Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete. Hostile forces have arrived.
Done and dusted. Good day, Commander.
Research rate upgrade complete. Military structure complete.
Comlink active. Ready for battle. Yes, Commander, at once.
Military research complete. Logistics upgrade complete. Planet item complete.
Comlink active. Item complete, Commander. The strength of the coalition.
I've been awaiting your call. Time to clear the sector?
Ready for battle.
Civilian structure complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. Logistics upgrade complete.
Place your bids, you scallywags! Item complete, Commander.
Free cremation! We have wiped out an enemy colony. An enemy empire has been destroyed. An opportunity presents itself. A new colony has been founded. Civilian structure complete. Research rate upgrade complete.
Times of war are upon us.
Next time, place a bid. Civilian structure complete.
Item complete, Commander. Comlink active.
Exotic resources have been located by our survey teams. Research rate upgrade complete. Planet item complete.
Done and dusted.
Commerce upgrade complete. Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete.
Comlink active. You don't have to tell us twice.
Planet item complete.
Can I do out?
Military research complete.
The strength of the coalition.
Comlink active.
So be it.
Civilian structure complete. Exotic resources have been located by our survey teams. Civilian structure complete. Planet item complete.
Entering phase space.
The item is ready. Commerce upgrade complete.
We'll see it done.
Ready for battle. Civilian structure complete. Item complete, Commander. Plotting jump coordinates. Our fleet has arrived at a phase jump inhibitor and is now trapped. Ready for battle.
They're cruising for a bruising.
Commerce upgrade complete. You've won us over with your fancy words and your coin. Comlink active. The item is ready. Times of war are upon us. Military structure complete. Military structure complete. Insufficient metal.
So be it.
Logistics upgrade complete.
Like bringing a gun to a knife fight.
Insufficient metal. More crystal is needed. That's more like it. Defense upgrade complete. Times of war are upon us. The item is ready. Civilian structure complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. A new colony has been founded. Place your bids, you scallywags! Civilian structure complete. Planet item complete. Next time, place a bid. Good day, Commander. We'll see it done. Item complete, Commander. Military structure complete. Civilian structure complete. You don't have to tell us twice. Civilian structure complete. The item is ready. Aye. Commerce upgrade complete. The strength of the coalition. Military structure complete. Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete. Times of war are upon us. We have wiped out an enemy colony. A new colony has been founded. Good day, Commander. Exotic resources have been located by our survey teams. Comlink active. We'll see it done. Time to bid. Place am I. Military structure complete. Exotic resources have been located by our survey teams. Planet item complete. A new colony has been founded. Let this be a lesson. Next time, pay up. The item is ready. Commerce upgrade complete. Comlink active. Item complete, Commander. You don't have to tell us twice. Exotic resources have been located by our survey teams. Civilian structure complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. Our fleet has arrived at a phase jump inhibitor and is now trapped. Civilian structure complete. The strength of the coalition. Civilian structure complete. Exotic resources have been located by our survey teams. Civilian structure complete. Ready for battle. We have wiped out an enemy colony. Military structure complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. A new colony has been founded. Civilian structure complete. So be it. Planet item complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. The strength of the coalition. We have wiped out an enemy colony. Defense upgrade complete. You don't have to tell us twice. Item complete, Commander. The strength of the coalition. Military structure complete. Time to bid. Place am I. We have wiped out an enemy colony. Military structure complete. Another structure is in the way. Civilian structure complete. Let this be a lesson. Next time, pay up. Civilian structure complete. We'll see it done. Our fleet has hit the limit of our supply capacity. It's time to put it to good use. Military structure complete. Entering phase space. Times of war are upon us. Civilian structure complete. Military structure complete. Times of war are upon us. Entering phase space. Defense upgrade complete. Item complete, Commander. Our fleet has arrived at a phase jump inhibitor and is now trapped. Military structure complete. Times of war are upon us. A new colony has been founded. Times of war are upon us. An enemy empire has been destroyed. An opportunity presents itself. Times of war are upon us. We have wiped out an enemy colony. So be it. Planet item complete. Military structure complete. Another structure is in the way. Place your bids, you scallywags. Comlink active. Mining upgrade complete. Item complete, Commander. Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete. Next time, place a bid. We have wiped out an enemy colony. A new colony has been founded.
The strength of the coalition.
Military structure complete.
Ready for battle. We'll see it done.
Planet item complete.
Comlink active.
Defense upgrade complete.
Item complete, Commander.
A new colony has been founded. Civilian structure complete. Military structure complete.
The strength of the coalition.
Civilian structure complete.
You don't have to tell us twice.
We have wiped out an enemy colony.
The action starts now! Don't be sound!
Ready for battle.
Civilian structure complete.
Good day, Commander.
Planet item complete.
Hey, no bid, no deal.
Military structure complete. A new colony has been founded. Civilian structure complete.
The strength of the coalition.
We have wiped out an enemy colony. Mining upgrade complete. Civilian structure complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony.
Item complete, Commander.
Civilian structure complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony.
Ready for battle. So be it.
Civilian structure complete.
The strength of the coalition.
We have wiped out an enemy colony. Military structure complete. Civilian structure complete.
Comlink active.
Civilian structure complete.
The item is ready. Time to bid. Place am I.
We have wiped out an enemy colony. We have wiped out an enemy colony. A new colony has been founded. Defense upgrade complete.
Let this be a lesson. Next time, pay up.
Planet item complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony.
We'll see it done.
Military structure complete.
Item complete, Commander.
We have wiped out an enemy colony. We have wiped out an enemy colony.
Comlink active.
Military structure complete. Civilian structure complete. We have wiped out an enemy colony. A new colony has been founded.
The strength of the coalition. So be it.
We have wiped out an enemy colony. Civilian structure complete.
The item is ready.
Defense upgrade complete. Civilian structure complete. Planet item complete.
The action starts now! Don't be sound!
A new colony has been founded. We have wiped out an enemy colony. We have wiped out an enemy colony.
Hey, no bid, no deal.
Another structure is in the way.
Good day, Commander. We'll see it done.
We have wiped out an enemy colony.